Hi guys, today I'm going to make a review on the Epson V500 photo scanner. So this scanner is aimed for anybody who's wanting to scan their own negatives, but you can also of course scan documents and paper and whatnot, but still this is mainly for anybody who's wanting to scanning negatives again. This is a flatbed scanner. This has the light which enables you to shine through your negative. So if you take the scanner out of the box, you can see that you got a protection for the glass itself. So I always keep that on if I just close and store the scanner itself, just for some extra protection for the glass under it. Because if you have any scratches or too much dust, that won't affect your image in a good way. So usually I clean that up before scanning, just a rocket blower or some kind of cloth, and just make sure that there's pretty much not a lot of dust, because in post you would have to remove the dust. So you also have to take off the slide if you want to scan your negatives, because up there is the light, which again enables you to scan your negatives, because of course you will need a light source that is able to put light through your negative so you can see. So this is pretty much a light which just slides, and then so you also have ABC, and also the document size. If you want to scan documents, ABC is just for the negative carrier pretty much, and enables you to put your negative carrier at the right place, but we'll come into that pretty soon. So you can also see the scanner itself, how it works. It again just slides under the glass. So if you got a new scanner, be sure that the scanner does not have any dust under the glass. So I had 2 scanners who had, so I sent them back and Epson sent me a new one 2 times. Here you can see the 120 film holder. This is just a plastic film holder for the film to be safe. This is the 35mm in the slide film, so you can put your slides, 4 of them, in here. You can also scan your negatives, of course. You can scan up to negative strips of, I think, 6 or 5, but I usually scan 5 or sometimes even 4. So you have the plastic slide, and it just clicks right in and holds the film in place. So that works pretty nicely and works fine. Also, the 120 is even easier, so just open it up, and then if you're ready, just close it again and press it, and it's done. So also be sure that your negatives are clean and you're handling them with the gloves. So you can see, if you're using 35mm film holder, check for the A. So you have to align the A on the scanner with the A on the negative holder. Pretty easy. And so this is how it looks if you have the negatives inside. The same goes for the 120, just replacing A with B, so align B on B, and then you are pretty much done. The scanner itself comes of course with a AC/DC adapter. Also you got a USB cable, so this scanner uses USB 2. You can also lock that USB port up, and yeah, that's pretty much what the scanner is all about. I'm just going to jump into the scanning software and give you a little more detail in how I scan, what I scan, and just what I would recommend. So using the Epson software is pretty easy. You just have to download it from the Epson site, or you can install it via the CD that it's included. So you just open up the Epson scanner after you have installed. So you have to connect your scanner beforehand. So if you want to open up the scan software and do not have the scanner connected, you are not able to connect to open up the software. So I've now connected my scanner to the software and computer. So first of all, here you can see the Epson scan window. So you can do, of course, you can go into full auto. You can do the home mode. And you can do the office mode, and also you can do the professional mode. So the professional mode is the mode I primarily use for scanning negative. Office mode is usually for scanning your documents, but I don't use the Epson scanner for scanning my documents. So yeah, here you can see the software window again. I'm into professional mode now. And the Epson software is, in my opinion, pretty good. Does a pretty good job. Here you can select your name. I just got current settings. Then you can select your document type. So you can either do reflective or film. So in our case, if you're wanting to do film scanning, you select film. Then you have the option of positive color or black and white negative film. So I usually scan color in black and white, so just pick the according one. So in my case it would be color negative. Then, if you want to scan color, I usually do 48-bit, which just gives me more dynamic range. If you are scanning black and white negative film, I scan 16-bit grayscale because 48-bit color would not make any sense, of course. And if I would scan positive film, I would also scan 48-bit color. So we'll just stay with color, but it doesn't really matter for the sense of purpose. The resolution is usually at 4800 dpi. You can adjust it up to 12,800 dpi, but then file size just gets huge, and I don't think that it makes so much of a difference. I think 4800 dpi is plenty. It outputs very large file sizes, and then also scanning TIFF files, which I'm doing, but I will get into that later. So you can also do down here you can do adjustments, you can do histogram adjustments, you can also do tone corrections, you can also do image adjustments, and also color corrections. I usually don't do anything to the image besides doing a unsharp mask. So I take the unsharp mask and do medium, which just gives me a little bit more sharpness, and also that's what I pretty much do. You can do more stuff. You can do grain reduction, backlight controlling, whatnot. So now we're doing a preview scan. I have been putting in some black and white negative film. So I'm selecting 16-bit black and white negative, 4800 dpi, unsharp mask, and I'm just going to do a preview scan. So I would suggest you to always do a preview scan, and you can also do the image rotation and also the direction of the image. If you load in your negatives, I would suggest you to put up the dull side of the image, and that way you don't have to flip the image around, and also the best image quality will appear. So this is real time, no speeding up. This is how long it usually takes. And I just have one negative in there right now. So here you do have the preview bar. So you could also do the normal, which I'm just going to click on, and here you can see the whole negative strip. So you can see I just have one negative, and also the other one is blank. So here's the again, here you can also correct the size, so you can preview larger. I would usually go into here. You have a small preview image, then I usually flip it around. You could also do a mirror, but it is this direction. So now I cannot do a scan, so I have to go back into this preview. And then I'll hit the scan button right here. Then I select where I want it to be. Then I select the number, which I'm just going to name YouTube test image. Starting number is usually 001. Output, you have various different options. I usually do TIFF, which enables me to do the most in post. And then I can easily do JPEGs out of them, so I just scan my negatives once, which makes it, so I don't have to scan. If I scan all my negatives in JPEG and then I notice, I want all of them to be in TIFF, then I would have to scan them again. So I scan them in TIFF and show you, but for the review purpose, I'm just going to give you JPEG, and so it will show me the progress. Time remaining 7 minutes, that should drop. If the process is finished, I will be back. So now the image is scanned. There also is the preview still up, so we just close it. It will warn us, of course. And that is pretty much how the scanning works. So here we have the YouTube test image 001. So we can do that in full size. I will also do a link to the image, so you can take a closer look, but still right now judging it off the screen, and for you judging it out of YouTube, I think the image quality is quite good for a flatbed scanner. I mean, for any internet whatnot uses, this is pretty much fine, I think. I also was able to print these negatives. I printed them up to 30 by 40 centimeters, and they just looked fine. So I think that this won't be too much of a deal. The software works with both Windows and also Apple computers, so you don't have to worry about anything. I'm using it on the MacBook and also my iMac, so that works perfectly. scanning time, usually if you're scanning color negatives, I usually scan 8 color negatives at once. That usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. And if you're scanning black and white negatives, it usually takes maybe about, I'm usually scanning 10 negatives at a time, black and white, and that usually takes around also 10 to 15 minutes, so it's a little bit faster scanning black and white negatives. If we take a look at the file size, here we have 4.2 megabytes for the JPEG. The TIFFs are usually a lot bigger, so you're looking at around, for a whole row, you're looking at around 3 to 5 gigabytes, which is pretty large. And the one file is around 100 megabytes or so. Yeah, but still, if I scan them once and then I can easily jump around, and also hard drive space is not too expensive. So that's how I do it. Yeah, that's pretty much sums up the review of the Epson scanner. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Also, the link to the scanner is down below, so if you would buy that over my link, that would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you may be able to scan your own negatives in the future. I also did a video on how to specifically scan your negatives, what to keep an eye on and whatnot. So if you're interested, the link is also in the description down below and also on the screen right now. So thanks for watching, guys, again, and see you in my next video. Bye.